Hey, what's up, guys? Walt Ribeiro here. We do this every single day. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and comment. Yesterday, I mentioned the idea of playing a 1-4-5 chord progression. So let me give you an example of that. All we did was we walked up the notes. So in the key of G, it'd be G, A, B, C, D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. G, A, B, C, D. And so the 1-4-5 chord progression would be G, C, D, which you hear in a lot of in a lot of blues songs. Okay, so talking about that a little bit, when you're playing a 1-4-5, as I just did, it doesn't always have to be a major chord. So, for example, to go from a G, C to a D, you can do a lot of different chord structures, and that's what this video is going to be about. So, in my video yesterday, I discussed about going from G to C to D. And as I just showed you a minute ago, is that I played a blues chord progression, which is, in this case, in this example, G minor 7, C minor 7, and D minor 7. And then I did a couple passing tones. Okay? But now, to talk more about that, is that don't be afraid to color your chords a little bit. So in this case, what I'll do real quick is I'll not only change the chord structure to play more suspended chords and add 9 chords, but I'll also maybe change the chord pattern. So it doesn't always have to go from G to C to D. You can go from C to D to G. So in this case, what I'll do is I'll play. Here's my C major 9. Then I'll play my D sus. There's my G, so it's a D sus 4. And then I'll go to my G, add 9. And then you have that 6 in there too, that E. Okay, so let's play that really quick. So that's going to sound like this. Okay, so when you're writing a song and you have the idea in your head of a 1-4-5 chord progression, don't be thinking always major key or only minor key. Try and give it a little bit of color, and then I'll give your compositions a little bit of color too. And also, notice I went from G to D, from C to D to G, not from G, C, D, the 1-4-5. Instead, in this case, I went 4-5-1. But what you can also do is take the 4-5 from the minor key and have that play into effect with the major chord. So let me show you that really quick. So you would have this example, G, and let's take the minor key, which is my E minor, since we all know that from yesterday, the minor key, because I'm going up 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, G, A, B, C, D, E. And I'm going to play the 4-5 of E, which is A minor, B minor, but I'm going to play it with G instead of E minor. So my minor chord progression went like this. But I'm going to throw in, instead of my E minor, I'm going to substitute my G major, and it's going to sound like this. Or you can do the inverse. You can play your E minor chord and substitute the 4-5 from your major key. So it would sound like this. And then let's play these chords that we learned earlier. so there's just a couple cool ideas. With the idea of like chord substitution, and in this case in particular, showing you that a 1-4-5 chord progression doesn't always mean major, doesn't always mean minor, doesn't always mean diatonic, which is referring to the idea of staying in the key. And if I wanted to, I could play a G. I can go G, E, C, D. Now the E major chord, I'm sorry, the E major chord is not in the key of G. The E minor chord is, but E major is not. So if I were to go like this, it's out of the key, but it still works because you're doing the 1-6-4-5 chord progression. Sorry, C, D, G, E, C. There you have it, guys. There's your lesson today. Mix it up a little bit. If it scares you, do it. And, you know, play outside the lines a little bit. Mess with people's ear and, create some tension and release. And that's it. Find out your bass line, and you don't always have to stick to the diatonic key. You can throw in some suspended chords and, add 9 chords and 14th and 4 chords and 11th chords and things like that. So, all right, we'll see you back here tomorrow. Peace.